Now, Francis Chan, in one of his books, tells a story of a former member of a criminal gang. This former member of a criminal gang visited their church one day, and he was heavily tattooed, and he was rough around the edges. He had been in the gang, and the Lord had saved him. And now he was keen to come to church. He wanted to check out church. He wanted to see what church is like. So he started attending Francis Chan's church. And he quickly got involved. He wasn't just like coming in. He actually got involved into the life of the church. And while he was involved, this lasted for several months. But after a couple of months, he disappeared. And no one knew where he was. He had just completely disappeared. Now, when a man like that disappears, everybody notices, right? It's not often you see a former gang member coming to a church. So when he disappears, everybody knows, why is this guy gone? So Pastor Francis tracked him down. He started looking for him, and he wanted to ask him, why did you stop coming to church? So he asked him, why are you not here? Why are you not part of the church anymore? And this is what the man said to Pastor Francis. He said this: I had the wrong idea of what church was going to be like. When I joined the church, I thought it was going to be like joining a gang. You see, in the gang, we were not just nice to each other once a week. We were family. We were family. I wonder how you feel when you hear those words from this man and the reason he left that local church. When Francis Chan heard the reason why he left, he says, hearing this killed me, he said. And as I thought about Francis Chan's reaction, I thought, that is how all followers of Jesus should feel hearing that man speak. We feel sad, isn't it? Because we know that what this man expected from the church is what the Lord Jesus taught us, teaches us in his word the church is. It is the family. It is the family of God. It is amazing that a gang will paint a better picture of the family than the local church. That should fill us with sadness. I feel sad when I hear this because I have to admit that this man, what he's talking about, if he attended Grace Baptist Church 50 years, I am not sure. In fact, I am confident he would reach the same conclusion. He said, I came to the church and I thought, I'll find family. And I went away because I didn't get that. Not that I'm part of some of you here because you ran and were with family, but having been a pastor here now for 2 years and 2 months, in the last year I would have spoken to about 5 to 7 people that have said exactly those words that this man has said about us here. They have felt lonely. They have felt isolated. They have felt uninvited into our home. They have felt church is only a Sunday event. So, I feel sad for that reason. But I'm hopeful as well as I come to this passage. I'm hopeful because in the Bible we see that we are not without help. God has given us his word to instruct us in how we are to grow. Remember, we are already a family in Jesus, but he instructs us how to grow outside what we already are inside. And this evening we are resuming this journey with Jesus through Mark. We are in Mark chapter 3. Now, you remember last time when we left Jesus, the family had left Nazareth. They are coming to take Jesus back, aren't they? In verse 20, just that's your eyes on verse 20 there, which is just read. Then he went on to his Peter's house, and the crowd gathered again so that they could not even eat. And when his family back in Nazareth heard it, they went out to seize him, for they were saying, he's out of his mind. And so they've left Nazareth now, they are on their way to Capernaum. And after some days of travel, we see in verse 31, the family has arrived. They have come to see Jesus. And this encounter is so pivotal in the Gospels. It is so pivotal because in this encounter, we learn how Jesus himself sees the church. How Jesus himself where the Lord Jesus puts it here. Because it teaches a crucial lesson. It teaches us this. It teaches this. God's true family prioritizes God's true family. I have to say that again. God's true family prioritizes in their life God's true family. And this truth is so ground-shaking that I just want to focus just on this point this evening. I want us to learn what Jesus is saying here. So turn with me to verse 31 of Matthew. So Mary and her boys, they have arrived, they're outside Jesus' house in Capernaum, they are ready to take Jesus back, and their family house is jam-packed. Okay? They probably are struggling to get inside the house. So instead of pushing in and risking embarrassing Jesus in front of everyone and say, Jesus, you're out of your mind, so come home, right? Instead of risking doing that publicly, they just say, look, let's not send him a message. Let's get a messenger. Can someone please tell Jesus that your family is here from Nazareth? Your dear mom, who bore you, who took you into Egypt for safety, she has come. She has missed you. She wants you to come out and meet her. Let's read verse 31 to verse 8. And his mother and his brothers came, and standing outside, they sent to him and called him. And the word gets through to Jesus, and the crowd knows about it, and then the truth tells us. And the crowd was sitting around him. And he said to him, your mother and your brothers are outside, seeking you. Many of us have been interrupted at work, right? I'm sure you've experienced this, perhaps you have. We come to our desk, and we find a message on our desk. Your wife phones and says it is urgent. Please call her back. Your brother has come to see you. He's in the foyer downstairs. It is urgent. Go and see him. Or your brother has arrived. He's at the train station. He says, meet me there at 4 p.m. What is the natural thing to do? What do you normally do when you get that message? If you've ever experienced it. The natural thing to do is to drop everything, right? You drop everything. It is urgent. Especially if you haven't seen them. Especially if you're traveling from another part of the country. You've got to drop everything. But to our shock here, Jesus doesn't do that. He doesn't answer the call of his man. He doesn't pick up a telephone, so to speak. He doesn't go out to meet her. Instead, Jesus does something strange. He corrects the messenger. He says they have brought the wrong message. They have added the wrong details. Look at verse 33 to verse 34. And he answered them, who are my mother and my brothers? And looking about at those who sat around him, he said, here are my mother and my brothers. This is a far cry from baby Jesus lying gently on Mary's chest. This is Jesus saying, look, you want me, but I have a new family here. And you know what? At this point, this new family doesn't include my brother. It doesn't include Mary, my mother. It shocks you. It should shock you if you're reading this passage. Because we have to ask the question, what is going on here? What is Jesus doing here? And actually he's doing two things. And this is a very important thing for us to know. First of all, he's making clear that to everyone around, that followers of Jesus are the one and only true family of Jesus. You got to let that sink in. He's saying he only has one family. And these followers of Jesus who are sat around him, the 12 and others, they are his only true family. And just in case anyone has got, and just in case you are owing that, Jesus makes it clear that anyone who puts God first in their life, by truly following Jesus, is God's true family. Look at verse 35. Mark chapter 3, verse 35. He says this, for whoever does the will of God is my brother and sister and brother. I should make the point here that the will of God is essentially who God is. It is His desire. It is His affection. Jesus is saying, whoever puts God first in their life is my brother, my sister, my mother. In other words, He's saying, whoever follows me by putting God first, he is a true family member. Can you imagine this? We can imagine the shock on people's faces. Jesus here is saying Mary, as I said, who gave birth to him, cannot be in God's true family unless Mary repents and puts her faith in Jesus. Jesus is saying his brothers must deny themselves, pick up the cross, and follow Jesus. Just like everyone else. God has no grandchildren. There is no relative in the kingdom of God. You must have personal faith. And that is even true for his mother. He's also saying something interesting there, isn't it? He's saying if you're truly trusting in Jesus, then Jesus is saying to you now, you are part of God's true family. John chapter 1, verse 11. Please stand with me there. John chapter 1, verse 11 to 13. John chapter 1, verse 11 to 13. It says this. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. John and Jesus are saying the same thing. They are saying a fundamental truth. Salvation is a community-creating event. Salvation is a family-creating event. In other words, when you turn to Jesus, when you repent of your sins, when you surrender to Him, you are not only justified, made right with God as it were, which is true, but you are also brought into a new family. You are adopted by God. You have been born again. That means you now have new brothers, new sisters, new mothers. No new father, new mothers, because only God is our Father. That's the truth. Sadly, even though we are God's true family, we are doubting people. It only takes a sin in our life to stumble, to wonder whether we're truly God's children. When we stumble in sin, we start doubting, am I really truly converted? Do I really have God as my Father? Does His royal blood flow through my veins? Do I truly belong to this family of God? We doubt that, isn't it? And maybe you're in that season right now. Can I just encourage you? Maybe you're feeling crushed under some weight of sin that has left you feeling ashamed or fearful. Is that you here? Perhaps there's something in your life that's making you feel fearful. Oh, beloved, if that is you, if you come to Jesus, hear your Lord speaking to you here. He's saying, my sister, your sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to that cross of mine, and you bear it no more. You belong to me now. Or maybe in a different situation as the years pass, you are feeling more and more anxious about the future. How long have I got? Who will care for me 10 years from now? Hey, is that you? Is that you this evening? Well, hear the words of our precious Savior. He's saying, my mother, let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God and believe also in me, your brother, your son, so to speak. If you're trusting in Jesus, you are in God's true family. And this is the first thing Jesus is teaching us here. The church, only the church is God's only true family. Well, you know, when God is looking at the world, He's only thinking of the church. He's only thinking of the church. When God sends His Son into this world, He's only thinking of the church. When God is going to sustain country is only thinking of the church. Everything God does is for the glory of His church and to see His church built up. God's priority in this world is only the church. He's doing everything for the church and for the glory of His name. It's vital we get that. It's vital we get that. Because the second thing, it makes sense, why the second thing Jesus wants to make clear to us is that God's true family is actually the most important relationship for those who follow Jesus. Okay? Than other relationships. God's true family is the most important relationship. It trumps all other relationships. It trumps our relationship with our wives. It trumps our relationship with our kids. It trumps our relationship with our work. Look at verse 32 to verse 30. Just read it again. And the crowd was sitting around him, and they said to him, "Your mother and your brothers are outside seeking." And he answered them, "Who are my mother and my brother?" And looking about at those who sat around them, the disciples and others that followed him, he said, "Here are my mother and my brother." Now, this is radical. What Jesus is doing here is radical. And us sitting here in Bethlehem cannot understand this without traveling back to first century Israel. Because the way we think about family and the way they talk about family then is just different. You see, in Jesus' society, the family you belong to comes first. Okay? You get that? In Jesus' society, it's a collectivist society, not the individualist society we have in the West. In Jesus' society, it's collectivist. That means the family, the group you belong to, the family, comes first. And we have this in some societies in the world today. Particularly where I come from to a degree, but not quite the way it is here. The family comes first. That means you come second. Your wishes and your desires come second. Okay? And you are expected to live for the honor of the family. The reputation of your family is more important than your feelings. Okay? So if your family says you must have an arranged marriage, you do it. It doesn't even have an arranged marriage, you do it. Because the family is more important than you. And we see it in some cultures today. And most importantly, and this is important, your true family is always, in this culture, your blood relation. You gotta get it. It's not vital. That means that your blood relations take priority over all your human relationships. Let me explain this. If you're a married woman, what that means is that your ultimate loyalty is not to your husband in Jesus' culture. Your ultimate loyalty is to your mother and your blood brother. That's how this culture works, to your siblings. So when you marry into a family, they'll always consider you an outsider. And you know that. Because your true loyalty lies to your blood sibling, to your mother. It is a collectivist culture. It's different from how we live here in the West, because you feel more close to your wife. Yeah, you're more loyal to your wife than you are to your dad. Right? And that's how it is in our society, because we are in an individualist society. They live in a collectivist society. Okay? We need to understand this difference. We don't understand what this means by brother. We don't understand what Jesus is doing here until we get that. Two things you need to get. In Jesus' society, the individual is less important than the group he belongs to. Family first, you say. The second thing you need to know is that the family that matters most is the blood relation, not others. So the wife, the husband, they are more loyal to where they come from than to the people they are married. That's just how the culture is. We're not making a commentary whether it's the way we live or not. We're just describing the society Jesus is living in. Because we need to understand that, because you need to understand that this means for Jesus, The worst thing that Jesus can do, okay, is to refuse to side with his mother, who gave him birth. It is the most disloyal thing he could do, is to refuse to stand with his blood relative, his brothers who have come from Nazareth. And so when Jesus refuses to go out with his mother and siblings, he's saying to them, and says to them, look, just turns to his followers and says, you are my mother, you are my brother, you are my sister. It is shocking in his culture. In our culture, it's not shocking. Because many of us have brothers and we don't get on with. So to turn around and say, actually, I have spoken to you for years, this is actually my brother. It makes no difference. But for Jesus, it's different. Because those blood ties. Jesus is saying here, even he's saying, I have more undivided loyalty to Peter and the other disciples than my own blood, than my own mother who fled to Egypt to keep me safe, than my brother James and Jude who I played with in Nazareth. He's saying, friends, get this right. I have swapped sides now. I'm no longer in this family. I am in this family of God. My ties and knowledge to them are deeper here than I have to my own. This is not just painful for Mary and her son to hear Jesus say these words. It is deeply heartbreaking to Jesus himself. It is heartbreaking to Jesus because remember, Jesus is carrying the right of the firstborn. He is Mary's eldest son. If Joseph has died already, as we think at this stage, Jesus is the head of the family. So by Jesus refusing to go out with his family, he is dishonoring himself. Jesus, we might say, has become like a father who's failing to pay child support. He's not standing with them when they demand his attention. Jesus is taking on the shame. And he's not just suffering shame here. Jesus, as 100% man and 100% God, is feeling the full human pain of being torn away from his family. You have to remember, Jesus probably hasn't seen his mom for a while. He's been on the road. He has probably not seen his brother James and Jude and others. He misses them. He longs and he sits there. Look, friends, don't think of Jesus as a robot here sitting inside Peter's house without feeling. And he refuses to go out to them. It hurts him deeply. We know he hurts him deeply because no one has more love for his mom than Jesus does. He's the only perfect man who has ever lived. No one loves his brothers more than Jesus does. No one feels the pain they must be feeling at this moment. And yet Jesus refuses to go out with them. He takes on this emotional cost to himself. He takes on this shame. Why is he doing it? He's doing it because Jesus knows. He knows God's true family takes priority over our family. God's true family takes priority over our family. Why have I delivered this point? Taking you back to first century Israel. Emphasize the point as I've tried to do to you this evening. I've done this for one simple reason only. Because for many people in our fellowship, sadly, we live like this. This is how we live. We live like this. God first. In fact, I've read this. God first. Family second. Church first. And other relationships fourth. Let me just repeat. That's the model. In the West in general. God first. Okay? My personal relationship with God. Family second. Okay? So, God expects me to look after family first. God and church are separate. Okay? So, God first, family second, and church now third, and all other relationships at work, friends, they come fourth. The key point there is that the way we live, we divorce God from the church. God appears number one in the list. Church appears third. That's the key thing you need to remember there. You have divorced what God has put together if you live like that. And it is tragic. Because God does everything for His church. But you see, if we are living like that, God first, family second, church third, it shows, doesn't it, in our life? Because what we're first of all saying is that what matters is our personal relationship with Jesus. That is not in the Bible, friends. That phrase, I have a personal relationship with Jesus, search the scriptures. It's not there. Do you know why it's not there? It's not there because there's no such thing as having a personal relationship with Jesus. You are sent into His body. You don't exist alone, friends. Yes, you're justified and right, but you are out of the body now. It's like a hand saying I have a personal relationship with the brain. It doesn't work, it doesn't make sense. And because many of us think like that, what happens is this, if we think God first, family second, church third, what it means is that I'm only going to do things for the church if it fits in with my family. So when I come to church, actually it's determined by my family schedule. And that makes sense because for you, family is a higher priority to the church, even though God is first, right? So there's no way church can trump your family because that's how we think. So you're constantly trying to fit in God, the church story, into your family schedule. And this also explains how we live, doesn't it? If we do the family first, if we do the family second priority, it doesn't make sense to invite someone in the church in our home. Why? Because it's going to make chaos our family. And why should you bring chaos in our family when family comes second? Doesn't make sense. So do you understand why we struggle to invite other people in our home? Do you understand why we struggle to visit others? Because we don't want the peace of our homes to be disturbed. And we have justified it as biblical. I don't know what we got it for. But we've justified as biblical that family comes second. And the other way this manifests itself is this. People who live like this do not involve the church in the most important issues of their life. So if you're unwell, you think this is a family matter. So you only tell the church if you need prayer. But you won't reveal why you're unwell or how we as a church can actually help you. Because the church comes first. And if you think about your family, so when it comes to decision being decision by your family, you don't involve the church in being decision by the family. Why? Because for you, family comes second. Church comes third. Well, why should you involve the church? Women have the decision about marriage, isn't it? If we're trying to get married, the church won't get involved in it from your dynamic because the church, God knows best, you have a personal relationship with God, and the church comes there. So, as long as God is happy, it can come. It doesn't matter what the church thinks. You divorce the church from God. Career is the same decision. You are not asking other believers what they think about your career, how you should progress, because you don't think they factor in that. Aging. How do you provide aging to our brethren that are aging in the family? I see this as it breaks my heart in our fellowship because it's like this. Look, I have my family, right? We think if an elderly person, okay, in the church is struggling with their family, that's their family business. We don't realize, well, I'll come to that in a moment. Do you know why we think like that? Because we think, if an elderly person is struggling, that's their family to take care of. Because God said, family said, church said. You follow that? A dear sister was unwell at the hospital at Giant Valley and she eventually passed away. So all of us have to make a decision. Do we visit at the hospital? Or do we let the family visit us? And I'm not judging anyone, but I think that if I make a decision whether to go to the hospital or not, the way many of us think is this. God said, family second. So if the family can take care of that saint who's as well in the hospital, the church comes third. So it doesn't matter. It's not the church's responsibility to visit that saint. Because my priority is to look at my own family, not to look after someone else's family, even if they might be not. The reason we think like this is that we've been influenced not by the scriptures, but by Western individuals. We think our issues are personal issues, they are our issues that to deal with. And when I involve the church, we just ask for their prayers. And of course, some people that means there's no real membership there. Because there is God first, family second, church third. Why do I have to be a church member of any church? I have my personal relationship with Jesus. Take note. Jesus lives different. Let's look at his model. His model is God's family first. It doesn't even make this distinction. It doesn't even mention God here. It mentions it in verse 35. Because he marries God and family. You notice that? The will of God is actually being with God's people. And look at, and he says, Jesus' model is simple. God's family first, the human family second, and other relationships. And this resolves all the problems you have when you read Jesus. You understand why Jesus says, let the dead bury the dead. You also understand why Jesus said we must not divorce our wives. You understand why Jesus loves children, because this model of Jesus brings everything together. There's no tension. Because with Jesus, the prime family is God's true family. Everything he does is about God's family. And second, the human family. And then third, other relations. And we see this that with me in Mark 10, verse 28 to verse 30. And we need chapter 10. We'll look at this. So you might hear this sermon twice. Because we're going to look at Mark 10, verse 28 to verse 30. Peter began to say to him, see, we have left everything and followed him. Jesus said, truly, I say to you, there is no one who has left house, or brothers, or sisters, or mother, or father, or children, or land, for my sake and for the gospel, who will not receive 100-fold, now in this time, houses and brothers and sisters and mothers and children and land with persecution in the age to come in eternal life. The prosperity gospel has gone in overdrive over this verse. They miss the point Jesus is making. The point Jesus is making is that because you have swapped, when you come to me, you have a certain relationship, you surrender your life to me, I bring you, you leave everything, you're changing priorities. You are now in God's family. And that's why the family you get is so large. 100-fold. Because the church is big. It's saying salvation is a community creating event. It is leaving the domain of darkness, entering the family of God. And in the family of God, what happens is you have brothers and sisters in Christ. They are your new true family now. Now, Jesus is not saying that these true followers must not care for their family. As I've said, listen, you can never love your man more than Jesus does. Understand that? You can never love your wife more than Jesus loved his mother or his brother. Jesus loves his human family and he loves yours too. As I've said, he's a fan of the family. And we'll see his teaching on divorce, a strong teaching. Remember, God created your family. He gave it to you as a gift. And God wants you to love your family. So what is Jesus saying here? What is he saying here is this. That our care for fellow brothers and sisters in Christ takes priority than our own family. There's no doubt about that. we must not treat our families less than God commands. You get that? Our care for believers takes priority than our family. And we must not treat our family less than God commands. If you are a husband, you must love your wife as Christ loved his church. How did he love the church? He gave himself up for her. No ifs, no buts. But listen to me, in your love for your wife, okay, the priority remains God's people. You are not loving yourself as Christ loved the church if the church is the second priority to your wife. That means you fitting in your marriage relationship into how you live in the community of God's people and drawing on God's people for help. God has not designed the Christian family to simply be the business of husband and wife. It is meant to be nurtured by the redemptive community. And I was having a conversation this morning about the same thing. God's model is not Chola parenting Abigail only. God's model is that you, true believers, help me to parent my child. Because it's brought into a family again. With uncles, aunties, you like to say. That's God's model. Friends, let us be to husband for a moment here. You can love your wife from here to kingdom come, but there will always be things that you cannot fulfill for your wife. That only another lady in the fellowship probably can. You're a man. Your ability to listen is limited in certain areas, even God creating you. And so what God has done is something amazing. He has brought your wife into this community to be nurtured by other ladies as you perform the role of a husband. That's God's gift to you. And if we believe this truth, Christian marriage will be amazing. It will be shorter. We won't have so many broken marriages. So you're already expecting me to do everything I can do on my own. You'll not be chipping into a will after one day. And we'll be doing the same for you. And that's what makes marriage, Christian marriage, so wonderful. Now I know this is difficult. But we must prioritize God's true family. And I know that as you hear this, you will think it's difficult, yes. But you must do it. You must put God's true family first. To do the opposite of what Jesus is modeling here is a sin. But it's not just any sin, if there is such a thing. It is a sin that raises serious questions about whether you are a true follower of Jesus. Because you see what Peter says to Jesus. Now I know this is difficult. And I imagine you may not have heard it put this way in the sermon before. Maybe you are a fresh word. And so to hear it now gives you perhaps a natural inclination to ignore God's word. What is it, Charles? You said it. Thank God we're moving just by the Matthew. Look at the sower next. Don't do it. Don't ignore the plain teaching of God's word. It will be a serious mistake to ignore God's word that is warning you not to divorce God from his bride, the church. Hebrews 10, verse 26 to 31 says this, for if we go on sinning deliberately after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sin, but a fearful expectation of judgment and the fury of fire that will consume the adversary. Willfully rejecting the plain teaching of the Bible only proves that you are not a true follower of Jesus, and you remain under the severe judgment of God. And I just want to encourage you this evening, if you find this difficult to accept, what you need to do is to remember that Mark is writing these words to followers of Jesus in Rome. Many of them have already been shunned by their families, and they are being hunted by society. They are being put in cages to wild dogs by the evil emperor Nero. How do you think they feel when they encouraged, because in this word we see that Jesus is not asking them to do something that he is not willing to do himself. And as we read through Mark, we're going to see constantly Jesus himself doing things before he asks other people to do. They're encouraged. Any of these must be encouraged. And they're also encouraged because they know that even though they have lost their family, for some of them, practically, they are the true family with Jesus. They know, yes, turning to Jesus has cost me my family, but I really do have a family. And I think if you're a true follower of Jesus, this is how you should be. Jesus' words can only be known by those who value this world more than Jesus. The true follower of Jesus cannot but see that what Jesus is doing is amazing here. The true follower of Jesus cannot see Jesus putting his family second ahead of God's people, and him goes on to do the opposite. Well, you're not a true follower. A true follower of Jesus is what Jesus is doing, and immediately remembers that Jesus has actually done something greater than this. 3 years after this event, Mark will tell us that our Lord Jesus walks up to Golgotha. He is torn, beaten, and then nailed to that cross of wood, isn't it? And as he dies there at 12 p.m., darkness descends on the land, and at 3 p.m. we hear these words from Jesus. My God, why are you forsaken me? Why is Jesus crying? Because God the Father has turned his face away. God's wrath is being poured on our Lord Jesus. For who, friend? For who? For you! For you, friend! It is being poured on Jesus for God's true family. You see, right there on the cross, Jesus embraces separation from his Father to stand with you in your sin. I don't understand it. And we'll come to it in Mark. I don't understand it. It's a mystery what takes place on the cross. But one thing I know is that when Jesus cries those words, my God, why have you forsaken me? He tells me this. He's standing with me. He's choosing me as his true family. He's telling me that he prioritizes the church. He tells me Jesus loves his church. It is his priority. And he wants me to make his church my friend. Do you love Jesus? Are you his true follower? Can you truly say you have the same desire and priority as Jesus? If you do, then start. Come before Jesus. Admit here that you don't always prioritize his family as he died. Tell Jesus that sometimes you put God's church second. Be honest that I was when I read his word. For too long, Lord, I said to him, I have lived God first, family second, church second. Come to him, admit it. Repent before him. And ask God to give you wisdom on how you can now live God's family first, the human family second. How you can do that while loving your wife as God loves his church. How you can do that while loving your man as Jesus perfectly loves his man. How you can love your kids as Jesus loves his children. I want you to imagine with me as we come to an end of how this church will look like before its members obey this truth. I think we would become a community where all material and spiritual resources are shared. I think the church would have no one lacking anything because we live for each other. I think it would be a church where when one person suffers, we literally all suffer for them. I think there will be a queue at Garrett Valley if somebody's there and is unwell. I think when one rejoices, everyone will rejoice. I think this will become a place where people experience true love of Jesus. I think it will be a place where the Lord's Supper will be the well-attended meeting in the church. Because around the Lord's Supper we will see that we have been all come to the Lamb broken, crushed, and have been made clean by Him, made whole as one Lord. I think we'll pray more, because we'll feel each other's pain more. We'll say, you know what, I don't have a need this Saturday morning, but you know what, my brother Ron needs me down there to cry out to God together with him. I think we'll attend church prayer meetings more. I think we'll enjoy sharing God's word together. I think this would be a place where drug addicts, gang members would feel welcome. And they'll find Jesus. I think it would be a place in which you know you can mess up, but you know the blood of Jesus cleanses you from all sin. You know what? That sounds to me, I don't know about you, it sounds a lot like a church in us. That is what I want. That is what I'm praying for this church. That's what success for me looks like. To live out truly as God's true family. And most importantly, if I can be so bold to use the words of Paul to King Agrippa, I know you believe. I know you believe. Because if you're a true follower of Jesus, I know this is what you want as well. And if that's what you want, then let us pray to God for you. Let us come to God, pray for this to make it happen. Especially as we look towards 2019. Let us come together. Commit yourself, you are a member of this church, to the family to build such a church, which God Himself already